What's so funny? Hey, what are you laughing at? What is it, Chopper? What do you mean we've got company?
I brought help!
The Shadow.
What fun! What fun!
Darth Maul lives.
Formerly Darth. Now just Maul.
The holocron.
You will find out soon enough.
Fall back!
What game are you playing?
The end game, Lady Tano. The end game.
Lightsabers are the ultimate melee weapon in a galaxy far, far away. They're not just laser swords. They're weightless, perfectly balanced, and they can cut through almost anything. That changes everything about how you fight. You don't need to hack away at armor. You can slice through it like butter. You don't need to stab for vital organs. You can end a fight in one well-placed strike. So why don't we see Jedi and Sith just flailing around, swinging wildly like it's some medieval battlefield? Because in the Star Wars universe, that would be suicide. Lightsaber combat is precise. It's calculated. Every movement matters. Every step, every pivot, every choice to block instead of dodge. It's all rooted in a system of forms, counters, and situational reads that most casual viewers don't even realize is there. And no, this isn't just nerdy over analysis. This is actually baked into the Star Wars lore. George Lucas and the fight choreographers didn't just think, hey, let's make cool sword fights. They built these duels around the idea that the Jedi Order had 1,000 years of codified training methods, 7 official forms of lightsaber combat, each with its own strengths, weaknesses, and philosophies. This is why Obi-Wan doesn't fight like Anakin, why Vader's strikes are deliberate and heavy, why Yoda flips like an acrobat, but Mace Windu moves like a predator on the hunt. It's not just style, it's strategy. Take Obi-Wan, for example. He's a master of Form 3, Sora Su, the defensive style. This is why, in Revenge of the Sith, he spends most of his duel with Anakin deflecting and waiting. He's not trying to overpower his opponent, he's letting Anakin burn himself out, using precision blocks to control the flow until he sees the perfect opening. That's not playing it safe. That's battlefield psychology. That's knowing your opponent so well that you turn their biggest strengths, aggression, power, into fatal weaknesses. And then you've got Darth Vader, slower, heavier, but don't mistake that for clumsiness. Vader's style is about dominance. It's about controlling space, pushing his opponent into mistakes by making them feel like they have nowhere to run. When he fights Luke and the Empire Strikes Back, he's not just testing him, he's hurting him. Every step Luke takes, every parry is being subtly dictated by Vader's positioning. It's like a chess match where Vader's already thinking 5 moves ahead, and Luke's just trying to keep up. And here's where it gets even cooler. Lightsaber duels aren't just about swordsmanship. They're about force powers, terrain, psychological manipulation, and sometimes storytelling through silence. Think about Luke in Return of the Jedi. That duel with Vader isn't just about winning. It's about Luke choosing not to kill. His stance, his breathing, even the way he drops his saber at the end. It's all part of the choreography because in universe, Jedi believe that victory is as much about control over yourself as it is control over your opponent. But here's the twist. The fights aren't just cool because the lore says so. The fight designers actually built these principles into the way actors move. Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator for the prequel trilogy, literally created different movement vocabularies for each character. He'd give Anakin bigger, more aggressive flourishes. He'd make Obi-Wan's moves smaller, tighter, more defensive. He'd choreograph Dooku with elegance, a duelist who fights with one hand because it's more efficient and more intimidating to an opponent. When you start to see these choices, not as, oh, that's just choreography, but as this is a warrior showing you their training and mindset, every duel changes meaning. And then there's the whole meta layer, how these fights reflect the story in real time. In The Phantom Menace, that 3-way duel between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Maul is not just about flashy spins. It's about Qui-Gon's calm patience versus Maul's relentless offense. It's about Obi-Wan's transformation from reactive Padawan to decisive warrior in the span of minutes. Or look at Revenge of the Sith. The Mustafar duel isn't just two guys fighting. It's two brothers tearing each other apart. Every over-the-top swing, every dangerous leap, it's pure emotional overflow. They're not just fighting to win. They're fighting because they have to, because the galaxy isn't big enough for both of them anymore. So yeah, once you know how to read a lightsaber fight, it's not just eye candy anymore. It's a whole new language of storytelling, blending martial arts philosophy, character psychology, and narrative stakes into something that works on two levels: the surface, cool, and the deep, layered logic underneath. And that's what we're going to dig into. We're going to break down the real mechanics of Jedi and Sith combat, how the forms work, why certain moves only appear in certain fights, and how even the smallest gesture can mean the difference between victory and getting sliced in half. We're going to look at duels you thought you knew by heart, show you the tactical plays hidden in plain sight. We'll separate the showmanship from the survival instincts, and by the end of this, you'll never watch a Star Wars lightsaber battle the same way again. So ready to see the Force in a whole new light? Let's ignite those sabers and begin. When you watch a lightsaber duel in Star Wars, it's easy to get caught up in the colors, the sparks, the cinematic flair. But if you strip away the spectacle, what you're left with is a high-stakes chess match played at the speed of instinct. Every force push, you see, it's not random. It's a calculated move designed to break rhythm, create distance, or force an opponent into an unfavorable position. Jedi and Sith aren't just swinging. They're managing space, momentum, and energy in real time. Take the force push, for example. It's not simply about blasting someone across the room. It's a disruption tool. When an opponent is pressing too hard, a well-timed push buys a precious second to reset your stance, recenter your breathing, and regain control. In a duel where milliseconds matter, that second can mean survival. And it works both ways. If you see your opponent favoring it, you can counter by closing distance before they have time to channel it, forcing them back into melee. Now let's talk about the lightsaber block. In the films and shows, it can look like a dramatic pause between strikes. But in reality, or rather in in-universe combat logic, a block isn't passive. It's a launch pad. It redirects incoming energy, sets up counterattacks, and even telegraphs your opponent's next move based on the angle and pressure of their strike. A Sith might deliberately test a Jedi's block at a certain angle just to feel where their balance point is, then exploit that weakness seconds later. But what truly separates the masters from the reckless is something fighters call the flow state. For Jedi, it's about harmony, feeling the rhythm of the fight, anticipating without overthinking, letting the Force guide their movement. For Sith, it's almost the opposite, leaning into controlled aggression, feeding off adrenaline, and using emotional spikes to overwhelm the opponent's composure. Two completely different philosophies, yet both equally lethal when the fighter is fully in the zone. And then there's the environment, one of the most underestimated factors in any duel. We tend to remember the big open space battles, but the most dangerous fights often happen in terrain that demands adaptation. Narrow catwalks change footwork. Sloped ground shifts balance. Low ceilings limit upward strikes. Even the lighting matters. Shadows can hide movement. Reflections can mislead. Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel on Mustafar? The lava wasn't just for drama. The heat, the smoke, the unstable platforms all forced constant adjustment, turning endurance into a weapon. So the next time you watch a lightsaber fight, look past the glow and listen to the language of movement, pressure, and positioning. You'll start to see that every clash, every pause, every sudden leap is part of a bigger tactical conversation, one where the wrong response can end it all in a heartbeat. Let's be honest. Most people watch Star Wars lightsaber duels for the spectacle, the flashes, the spins, the perfectly timed leaps. But beneath that spectacle lies an entirely different layer, a hidden storytelling language written in the choreography itself. Every fight, every flourish, every clash of blades isn't just action. It's character development, world building, and emotional subtext, all delivered without a single line of dialogue. Signature moves as character DNA.